This show has been sponsored by Citroen Used Cars.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here with Team Paramount, Donald and Jason. Guys, how you doing?
Excellent.
Great. Good to be here.
And lovely to be here in this wonderful hotel, Jason.
Yes, we are Tradewinds Hotel, one of our main sponsors on the boat as well. So it's nice to be here.
Great stuff. So, the 50th Great Race, a really fantastic great race. I've seen some videos where you and Monster are battling up that coastline, and it looked like you were both doing the same speed, neck and neck. Describe to the people how that section of the race was.
Well, it was really good racing conditions. I think that it was actually perfect to set a record. It wasn't as rough as it has been in the years. With the bigger boats, both Monster and ourselves, we were obviously able to span the waves probably a little better than the shorter boats. It was really a surreal feeling. I think that both teams really put their all into it. I think both of us were racing up the road at 100%, and it was awesome racing. I mean, to see it on video is one thing, but to be in it and to be in an offshore condition where you have no aerial support, you have no divers, you have no boats for miles. It was definitely on the edge, and I think that both of us we ran as hard as we could for most of the time, you know.
Sure did. It looked fantastic on camera. It really did. And as Donald says, like, being there, living it must have been amazing. What sort of speeds were you going when you was basically neck and neck with Monster there?
Generally, we average, I would say, between 105 and maybe 115. So
When we see that section there, when you're racing neck and neck, around 105 to 115?
I would say closer to 115
Right.
when we're together.
So there was still more juice in the tank then? Because like it's the 135 class, so you guys didn't have it fully down. So what was the game plan?
Game plan was to, stick with these guys till Grand River and then try and let it all loose after that. But I mean, we were still running very hard. I mean, 110 on the North Coast, anything could happen. And it was a fast race to that point.
Right. Amazing. So, what unfortunately happened?
Well, essentially what happened is there's a stainless steel rod support between the two tailpipes, and we lost one of the bolts. So essentially the only other thing supporting it is a V-clamp, and with the banging and all the air time, eventually it failed, and we lost it to the bilge. And at that point we were, standing the chance and the risk of one, we're losing the exhaust hose and filling the bilge with water. But more of our bigger concern was fire. Essentially, when that tailpipe is not channeled outside the boat, whatever remnants of fire on a backfire or just running will be channeled into the bilge. So we unfortunately could not take that chance to continue.
Right. Did you actually pass Monster at any stage during that strip?
We passed them a couple times. As I said, our game plan was to stick with the aggressor, which we kind of knew from the onset that it would be Monster. They have 3 wins behind them, and they've raced the great race a long time. So we pretty much knew we were uncertain of Lucas Oil, but we knew that they would be the aggressor. And the plan was to stick with them up until Grand River and then do our own race from there. So yeah, we did pass them once or twice. We just, obviously we didn't want to stay behind all the time. We wanted to show them that, we were ready to race, and it was going to come down to a race. I think that it would have been one of the... I think that honestly, if we had finished, it would have been the record. I'm saying this for all you foreign guys out there that want to come and challenge us. It'd be hard for you to beat us, so yeah.
Right. Exciting. So, the foreign racers, who would you like to see come down and race in the Caribbean for this great race?
I mean, I'd love to see Geico, Wake Effects, any of the big guys to come down. I mean, that'll be awesome. The more they have, the merrier. So, and those guys are good teams. Those are big teams, and
yeah,
I would love for them to come down. I mean, maybe out to Australia, the Maritime team. As I say, any one of the guys that are willing to come, we welcome them.
Do you envisage the Trinidad and Tobago Powerboat Association increasing the class speed if like more foreign boats come down, or is it kept at 135 just for safety reasons?
I think because of when I say our safety infrastructure, it's kept that way. Obviously, the caliber of boats that we have here are world class. They're Mystics, skaters, dog rights, Victories. It's kept at the 130 because of our safety standards. We don't have 5 or 6 choppers on the course to where we can manage if there was an accident or a rollover. And one more thing to just add to one of the teams we'd like to see here, I would really like, I had a chat a couple years in a row with Steve Curtis, and I would really like to see Steve down here. I think that he would excel in a race like this, and I would like to be given the opportunity for him to come down here and experience our type of racing through offshore racing and see how he fares.
He's the current world record holder for speed?
Yes, Steve Curtis and the Sheikh of Qatar in a 50-foot Mystic, a turbine 50-foot Mystic, hold the record of 244 miles an hour in 1 mile.
But that's not like waters like we have over here, no?
No, that's flat calm, calm, when I say light breeze, so that's different conditions, but I mean, not that we expect them to bring a boat like that, but yeah, Steve is awesome, I mean, 8-time world champion, and I think that he would fit right into this race here in our offshore conditions.
Would love to see Mr. Curtis come down here. So what about the boat? Can you tell me some things about the boat? Top speed, length of the boat, horsepower of the engines, etc.
I mean, it's a 50-foot Mystic. We have 2 Stirling motors, 1350 each. It's a rudder boat, straight shafts, and full carbon fiber. Yeah, it's a pretty nice machine.
But what is the top speed it could do?
Based on the power, we've had several different power combinations over the years. But yeah, it's a 200 mile an hour boat with 1550 Stirlings.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, obviously we're at Tradewinds, one of your sponsors. Talk about some of your other sponsors as well, please.
Well, our major sponsor, the title sponsor, is Paramount, which is a trucking company. They've been on board with us from the onset, which was 2012. They have supported us all the way. We really wish we could have brought it home for them this time, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Right.
We also have Puff and Stuff, and we have some new guys, Chevron on board, Chevron Oils and VP Fuels.
Right.
So and I think Maguire's is on board as well. They have one more sponsor, but one more of our guys we'd like to give a nice little shout out to, which is Aaron Roberts, IR Design. He does all our t-shirts. Excellent job. Hats off.
Yeah, no, essentially, thank you, Aaron, for pulling us out at the last moment there, and we'd also like to thank all our crew over the last couple of weeks for doing an amazing job in trying to get this boat ready. I mean, we were really behind the curve, and we pulled off a surreal feat to get her in the water Saturday morning. So thank you, guys.
The UIM record is now held by Monster. I suppose, Mr. Roger Bell, he was saying that he's currently got up to 5 international boats interested in coming for the next great race. This thing looks like it's just going to get bigger and bigger. I suppose now, with what happened at this great race, you're even more keen to win the next great race and to break that record.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, every time we get out on the course there, our intention is to win, you know. But it's a really dynamic race in terms of it's an endurance event. It's not a sprint event. So it really has to be calculated in terms of getting there and not destroying something, whether it be the boat or engine equipment. So yeah, no, definitely we are forced to be reckoned with. And yeah, the next time around, yeah, we'll do what we have to do to ensure and take it home.
Yeah, I hope so. This is going to be so exciting next year, really is. So the Trinidad and Tobago Powerboat Association, personally, I think they've done fantastic to get the this officially sanctioned by UMI. I think it's a fantastic job. And over the last few years, I've seen it grow. I've really seen what they're doing is really shining. What have you got to say about the association?
The association has done an awesome job. We had 43 boats entered in the race, I believe. 7 big boats, 7 130-mile-an-hour boats. I think the 95 had like 5. It had 8 in 95, wow. And I believe the 80 had 8 as well, somewhere thereabouts. So it's not just a big amount of boats, it's also a lot of good boats. And it's only going to get better. So I think they've done an awesome job on getting the UIM sanctioning is another awesome feat. It's put us on the map.
Yeah.
So.
And what was nice as well, I interviewed Silverhook yesterday, Nigel Hook from Silverhook team. And I kind of got across, he was kind of impressed with what we was doing as well. And the fact, our safety record, as you were saying earlier, is compared to some of the other international races, we've got a really good safety record.
Yeah, no, the race has been kept well during all the different courses of the different associations. Yes, it really came out without a hitch, and to reiterate what Jason said in that, I think that the association has done a super job this year in, 1, getting a foreign competitor, and 2, getting us on board with the UIM, which can only bring more recognition to our sport. Nigel Hook and his team, as well as the association, have done a fantastic job of putting us on the map. And the more competition can only make us better, So we're really looking forward to the foreign competition, and going forward and seeing where it goes.
Right. So, Jason, just to ask you, with hindsight, what would you have changed about the Great Race if you could change anything?
What, strategy-wise or just in general?
Anything.
I would have left it exactly the same. Right. I wouldn't change how we race. We couldn't do anything differently. Right. So pretty much it was great. This was actually one of my best races ever. In terms of everything. Inside the Gulf, the racing in the Gulf, the racing on the North Coast. It was amazing. It really was an amazing race.
Did you want it to be more choppy?
Well, that's a trick question. Yes and no. But the reality is that we were trying to go for a world record. So generally, the smoother conditions, you will have a faster race. If it was more choppy, it would have been slower. And who knows? It really is a dynamic race in that the course changes every couple miles. People ask, is this a calm race or a rough race? And I said, well, it's both, because the type of course and the different areas on the coast that we're at is always changing. So that's what makes a great race great. It's not that you have a cat or a deep V, you can shine in different areas where your boat is strong at or weak at it. So it really is a complete race course, which is the beauty of the race.
Right. So the age-old question, cat versus V. You've told me that you've got one of the lightest cats in the the lightest cat here. When I was talking to Nigel Hook and their team, they have one of the heaviest V hulls. So for me, who's not an expert on this, it's a bit confusing. I know that cats. I saw how you cornered the boy and overtook Cat Killer at the start of the race. That was kind of amazing, the way you took that corner and overtook him. And I understand that V's are meant to be faster on a straight line in choppy water. What are your thoughts there? Am I correct? Am I incorrect?
That's a tough one for me to answer. As I said, 20, 30 years ago, the V-hull was around before. They had cats before that, but it took a while to come onto their own. But essentially, I'd have to stick with the cats in terms of flat, calm, rough cornering. That's my personal feeling. I've raced many different deep Vs before getting into a cat, and I wouldn't go back.
Yeah. Nigel was also surprised at how well the cats over here was handling rough water.
Yeah, I honestly think Nigel thought once he got onto the North Coast that he will reel in all the cats and go in front, but I think he got a little bit of a shock. Yeah. So, the guys down here, we run pretty hard. We've been doing it for a while, and yeah, we push.
Your boat, I understand there's a regatta in Tobago coming up soon. Do you think you'll have the boat ready in time for that?
We actually went and we put back together the exhaust yesterday, and we started cleaning up and we fired up both motors. Everything sounds good. I don't know what the infrastructure would be like in terms of getting the boats across there. That's generally our challenge because it's such a big boat. But and based on obviously on the timeline, we're still behind the curve in terms of getting our boat back to where it was before we did the modifications with the fuel tanks the week of the Great Race. So it would all be based on time, on what infrastructure they had in place to get across a boat like ours over there. But I mean, had all those things aligned, sure.
Right. Excellent, excellent. So, at the Trade Winds, lovely hotel. Just want to tell the people where it is?
Trade Winds Hotel is located in San Fernando, St. Joseph Village. It's pretty much the premier hotel in San Fernando. We have 2 restaurants on site, so come on down.
Yes, yes. And wow, how did the earthquake affect you guys last night? Because I ran out of the house in my briefs. I was so scared. I'm telling you, I've never experienced nothing like that. How did it affect you guys?
Well, after last week Saturday, we actually didn't feel it.
I mean, we were working on the boat and it really wasn't too bad in South. We felt it, but I mean, yeah, so.
Right. So it wasn't too bad down here at all, no?
I mean, I have never really felt an earthquake before, and I did feel the one yesterday. So it was a surprise for me to feel it for so long. But I mean, yeah, it wasn't too bad where we were.
Well, guys, I just really want to thank you for spending some time and like talking to KVTV about your great race experience. It was a real honor speaking with you.
It was our honor as well, Eric. Thank you for all the support from the onset of the boat show, and we look forward. We need guys like you on KVTV to continue this, to promote our sport, and this is what makes the difference between us being ordinary and getting the sport out there and us being extraordinary in terms of the marketing and that kind of stuff for the sport. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric. We appreciate it very, very much.
Bless you.
Awesome job.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.